Women's Basketball is brought to you by Clean Simple Eats, elevating life through food and fitness. And by MGM Rewards. Earn points on every game-winning celebration. Visit mgmrewards.com for details. And by Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth. Sun is shining here in Stanford, California. We're just inside Maples Pavilion getting ready for some Pac-12 women's basketball between the Washington Huskies and number 8 Stanford. The starters for Washington look like this. Hannah Steins in one of the guard spots with Jada Noble. There's Elle Ladine, the local product, to go with Lauren Schwartz and Delia Daniels, the former Cal Bear. I'd like to see her get things turned around. Had a tough time on Friday, but she's had an incredible season up to this point. Huskies come in 11-2. They started out 11-0 prior to a loss to ranked Louisville. 1-1 in conference play for the Cardinal. It's Lapolo running the point along with Boscana and Hannah Jump to go with Cameron Brink, their leading scorer, and Kiki Iriafen. That combo inside, really tough to stop, and those two have to stay out of foul trouble and stay on the floor. Krista Blunt, Mary Murphy with you, and Mary, Stanford, a test by the Cougs on Friday. Got it turned around in the third quarter. Tara Vanderveer wanted her team to be more aggressive, and I think she saw that in the second half.
Yeah, no doubt things really turned around in the third. Great performance by Charlize Ledger-Walker to keep her team close. But this game is just such a contrast in style. Stanford has so much length compared to the University of Washington. Washington needs to shoot the ball very, very well. They need to knock down threes. And the challenge, how do you defend Brink and Iriafen in the paint without fouling? You got to keep Delia Daniels in the ballgame.
Well, Tina Langley's team has been defending very well all season long until Friday night. She told us, she said, that was the only game where I've seen the team kind of lose it defensively and not be able to get it back. We'll see what they can do to cause the Cardinal problem here today. Tip is up. Stanford comes down with it. Series history, it's been controlled by the Cardinal, but you said it earlier, the loss at Washington last year gives confidence to these Huskies, but Stanford working it inside to Iriafen.
Of course, we know Stanford loves transition to hit the threes, but in a game like this, it kind of goes old school, like pound the paint.
Yep, that's where your advantage is against a smaller rotation for the Huskies. Daniels in the high post, and they list her at 6'4". She's really their tallest player, as knocking it off the leg of Iriafen. 8 on the shot clock, stays with Washington.
So this is where Washington wants to take advantage. Delia Daniels in the high post. Can she sweep it and go strong to the bucket and create some fouls on Brink and Iriafen?
Junior from Seattle, Washington. She's averaging 11.7 boards. Inbound, the fader from Schwartz, just a little bit short. Washington only given up 48 points to their opponents on the season. That's tops in the nation. Not going to be easy against the Cardinal, averaging 85 a game. But you said it, something's going to give. Which will it be? That high-low game could be their all game.
Well, Jada Noble matching up the first 2 possessions on Kiki Iriafen. They invert, they put Cameron Brink high, and they just play high-low.
Scoring differentials, and now a 4-0 start for Stanford, and it's all been inside, and it's all been Iriafen. Junior averaging 16 points per game. Ladine gets stopped by Brink. She kicks it back out to Noble, and an air ball was going to send it the other direction.
Cameron Brink turning into a great facilitator. Ball comes high, look low, just dump it, let Kiki do her job.
Impressive season for Kiki Iriafen also. She had 27 starts last year, but this year numbers up, minutes up. She's been a nice compliment to this player, Cameron Brink. Baseline jumper, no. Extra effort, Iriafen. And some more extra effort is good. That's Boscana, who really needed to turn things around in this one.
She did. She struggled on Friday night. But for Tina Langley, you give up 2 open looks to Stanford. The bigs, they come away with no points. You can't give up a third opportunity.
Boy, crucial to block out against Stanford. No doubt. With a mismatch inside, can they get it to her? Daniels help D right there, though, from Stanford. And a jump ball. Quick recovery by the Cardinal.
The shot, the miss by Brink. Iriafen, the offensive rebound, nothing there. And Boscana cleans it up.
Chloe Briggs is going to come in, 5'11" freshman from Ontario, California. 7 different players from California on this Washington team, so a lot of fans wearing some purple in the stands and cheering for the Huskies.
Briggs a 37% three-point shooter. She's a lefty. They need her to catch fire in a hurry.
She's had a couple of starts this year. There's a little give and go, and the drive, no whistle. Daniels looking for it, doesn't get it. Apollo trying to push some tempo and works it up to Brink. She had a little bit of a mismatch, but too much on it.
And that's where, just get into secondary break. Brink's got great position, has the size advantage. Just relax, let it clear out, and then attack the paint.
Washington receiving votes this last week in the rankings. They come in with a 33 net. Started out 11-0. That tied for their best start since 1977. This program and what Tina Langley's putting together. She had no transfers in and no transfers out. It's a fairly young team in a lot of spots, but Daniels brings back experience. Schwartz right here. She gets fouled and will go to the line.
So that's the game plan in a nutshell. With Delia Daniels, with Cam Brink matching up with the Delia Daniels. Bring Brink away from the basket, and now you're looking for cuts and drives into the paint because Brink is loaded up high.
Yeah, open things up for Lauren Schwartz, and a nice cut by the senior from Union, Kentucky, averaging 12 points per game, shooting at 52% from the field.
How about the homecoming for her with the big game at the Yum Center in Louisville?
Yeah, Washington comes into this weekend in the Bay Area off of just an 8-point loss at number 19 Louisville. Very tough place to play, very tough team to play, but all of her family and friends just incredible in the stands. And a jump, shot won't go, long rebound, and a good job there by Ledeen to grab that one. Steins trying to lose the D.
Couldn't quite get by Hannah Jump. This is a team that's going to work clock offensively. You don't see that a lot, but it's going to happen.
And squaring up and sticking it, Delia Daniels with the bucket. First points for her, and almost the takeaway by the Huskies as they get back. Pull with them too.
The push by Lopolo, just not there. Just a beautiful job. Give it. And that's a shot that Delia Daniels, if she is open, must take and make all game long.
Started every game last year, averaged 11 a game. She's averaging the same this year. Another Pac-12 honorable mention member, and catching the baseline, Boscana gets caught. Another good stop for the Huskies. The Stanford team, a difficult team to figure out how you will defend, but there's a back cut, high to low and good, and we are tied up.
That's exactly right. Move, cut, adjust, get an open shot.
There's Hannah Steins, the sophomore. Oh, and an offensive foul call instead. Stanford and these fans hoping for an and one, and instead a foul on Brink.
Here we go. Spread the floor. Cut hard. Show a target. Be ready. 2 points. Offensive foul. Briggs goes against Cameron Brink. And when you see Brink, you'll see some pretty big scratches on that face. That happened getting tied up on a triple team with Washington State on Friday night.
She had Cougs claws coming at her from all directions in that play. Daniels on the left side, and the first lead of the game for the Huskies. And an 8-0 run gets them back in this. Stanford's got to settle in very often as Daniels tries some topside D, but a hand on her.
Daniels, get it, little head fake. Put it on the floor, and that's where we saw her make a shot. So now you're leaning forward, just attack the bucket. But the foul against Iriafa, and she will sit. They cannot afford extended minutes with Delia Daniels on the bench.
Daniels will take a seat. She and Brink now out for Stanford. Dimitri's on for the Cardinal. Talked about her in the open. Junior gives it up to Iriafa, and a late whistle, but a foul will go against Washington.
And Jada Noble, the 5'11 junior out of Spokane, is had the luxury or the challenge of guarding Cameron Brink. She goes out. Hey, now you're going to guard Kiki Iriafen. She's given up 4, 5, 6 inches, and she's just in there battling.
Iriafen so aggressive. 17 points for her in the win against Washington State on Friday, but can't get that first free throw. This is a Stanford team that's top 5 in free throw shooting in the nation overall. Junior from Los Angeles rattles the second one through.
You just saw the numbers, the improvement for Iriafen. Yeah. Just dramatic.
She has put in the extra effort, working on some post play with assistant coach Katie Stedding. We have new assistant coach Erica McCall, Bird, former player here at Stanford as well. Handoff to Ladine, hesitation, got tripped up and almost lost it and somehow got it back and gets the shot off. It looked like it was going to be a steal, an opportunity for Stanford instead, an opportunity here for the Huskies.
Ladine really stays with this play. There it is, and Kiki Iriafen tries to regain control, and that's sort of one of those rules, isn't it? Grab the ball with 2 hands. Don't try to dribble it out when you're trying to get a steal.
So Iriafen will take a seat, and Brink will come back in. As the free throw is good for Elle Ladine, sophomore. You said it, out of San Francisco. Averaging 13 points a game. All freshman team honorable mention last year. Gets them both.
Career high Friday night, 24 points against Cal.
A couple of threes. She's a shot blocker as well. Polo, aggressive drive right. Muscles it up, can't get it. There's Brink. Second chance.
I've seen Polo drive a whole lot this year.
Liked the move, and she was close to hitting it. She's a strong guard. Kicks it down to Ogden, whose shot is off. Another long rebound and opportunity. Dimitri trying to lose the defense. A little fader is good. Brooke Dimitri sticks it.
And we highlighted her in the open for a reason. I mean, she's got a myriad of shots. Her confidence just so elevated from a year ago. And defensively, she can shut down guards and forwards.
Yeah, her numbers are up as well. Her minutes are up. She's averaging 6 points a game, just 4 last year, as that shot won't go. Within 1. Whistle away from the ball. Brooke Dimitri coming in, another spark just as she did on Friday. Stanford within 4:06 remaining in the first quarter here at Stanford, and the Cardinals find themselves down by 1. We've got a close one here. Some close games across the board there. How about at Arizona in overtime? Utah on the road.
Gilbert hits 2 free throws. She's fouled with 1 second left in the first overtime, knocks down both. And Arizona, that only lost to Colorado by 1 on Friday night, 75-74. What a weekend in Tucson for the Arizona Wildcats. Just a fantastic performance. And Utah now 1-2 in conference. They only lost 3 conference games all of last year.
Yeah, that's really impressive win for Arizona and Adia Barnes' team putting things together, and a great effort for the Utes on the road. Still figuring some things out without Gianna Neepkins in the rotation, but Arizona putting it together.
And Utah's next game at home against the Stanford Cardinal. Yep. Their only meeting of the year.
The next Friday, we'll have it for you here from Salt Lake City. Ladine on the drive, gets it to go. She had Brink right over her.
Well, that's a lot of can-do.
Certainly is. The lead back to Washington. And 4 points for Elle Ladine. High post, around and out. And the rebound comes down to Shayla Gilmer, who's checked in.
Washington not a team of great rebounders, but a great team rebounding. They all get after it.
Yeah, they've done a nice job against their opponents, averaging 11 more boards per game than their opponent. Shot clock winding down. Ladine drives it up, scoops it up. That time didn't quite get the angle.
Great job by Steins, just getting up into Lopolo's face while she's retreating so she can't make those quick snap passes ahead.
Yeah, she's so good at it as Brink finds enough space to give the Cardinal the lead back. 4 points for Cameron Brink.
I think Tina Langley could have scripted this game much better at this point. Maybe not that shot by Chloe Briggs.
Yeah, the defender was right there. I was surprised she did that. She turned.
I like the confidence.
Yep. You definitely have to score some points against Stanford if you're going to have a chance to beat him. Jump, gets it back. Too much on it, follows it up.
What a mismatch inside. I mean, it is a mismatch. Doesn't matter.
And there's Ledeen and Brink fighting for the rebound. And a jump ball, and it will stay.
That's a great statement by Ledeen. When she's holding on with Brink and she kind of gets swung around and she just swings it right on back. It's like, I'm not having any of it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to stay with Stanford, and it does. But nice effort by Ledeen. She'll get a rest. Got to play one season at Pinewood School with Hannah Jump. Just up the road.
Talk about Pinewood. You could put in parentheses state champs. I mean,
yeah.
Every year they do just such an outstanding job.
They certainly do. Here's Nunu Aguera. She's checked in, the freshman from Minnesota. She and Chloe Clardy, another freshman. Here's Clardy. She's from Arkansas. Shot clock down to 5. Brink posting up, and Gilmer got caught behind. She'll get whistled for the personal.
That's one of those possessions where Cameron Brink's in there 1,001. You can start feeling that 3-second call coming. They got the ball to her just in time.
Aguera looking for help. Brink right there and trying to draw the offensive foul, and does. Is Shayla Gilmer. This crowd not in agreement.
Boy, this game is definition Washington Husky basketball. The way they are defending, crowding, not giving up an inch. They get it inbounds to Brink, and just a great job of saying, if you want to go that way, you're going to come through me.
So Brink, we saw on Friday night's game against Washington State, picked up 2 personals in the first half, had to watch a lot. That was her second. So she takes a seat. And the offense back on with just under a minute left in this first quarter, as an aggressive drive and a foul going to go against Stanford.
Sellers, the freshman out of Anchorage.
She'll go to the line.
We're getting more and more familiar with great basketball players out of Alaska.
Right.
Of course, Alyssa Peely with Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, might be a market to check into. Washington brings Savia Sellers in this year, 4-star recruit.
Just her 13th free throw attempt, so has not spent a lot of time there this season.
The great Ruthie Hebert was from Anchorage area.
Who's that?
Ruthie Hebert, former Oregon Duck.
No. Yes, I'm thinking of. I was thinking of Ruth. I was getting my
the
Ruthie's
Hamlin,
mixed up. The Hammer.
The Hammer time.
She had a great career at Oregon, of course.
Certainly did. All tied up with just under a minute left here at Maples Pavilion.
Talked about the tempo. Slow it down. Make everybody work hard for shots. And Washington has executed that game plan beautifully.
And it definitely favors the Huskies. Aggressive drive by Aguera. Can't get the first. Gets a second. Gets a third. Third time's the charm for Nunu. Just 12 minutes for her on Friday against Washington State. She's averaging 9 points a game, though, in this first season.
Two freshmen on the floor for Stanford.
Washington with 4 freshmen on this roster, just a couple of seniors. Shot clock down to 4. Ariapin with the shot block. And she's going to run straight up and try to get in position. Clock winding down. The Polo will get a shot off, but cannot stick it. And that will do it for the first quarter. In the books, Stanford, it's been back and forth, but they hang on to the 2-point lead as we get ready for the second. We've got another good one in Pac-12 women's hoops. Kiki Iriafen and Cameron Brink, that high-low game, tough to stop, but Washington right in it. Second quarter for you when we return. Ready for the second quarter here inside Maples Pavilion. We've got a good one between number 8 Stanford and Washington. 2-point lead for the Cardinals. Let's take a look at the net rankings, and the conference overall, Mayor, I think has really done an exceptional job. Utah before the game of 4, tough loss on the road.
No doubt. When you look down at Arizona, they're sitting at 48, right? So they play Colorado to a 1-point game, loss on Friday. They defeat number 4 in the net, Utah. A sensational weekend for Arizona at home. Can they keep that ball rolling? Washington State in a tough one at Cal. They're sitting at 21. Oregon State, maybe the most improved team in the country. And you see UW sitting there at 33rd. It's a big game, and so far, if you look at their checklist in the first quarter, Brink in foul trouble, sitting on the bench, check. Guard the three-point line effectively, check. Stanford 0 for 4, but they're getting crushed on the O boards. They need to do a much better job boxing out.
Yeah, I think just giving up the 6 second-chance points is a big plus for Washington, considering they gave up 8 offensive rebounds to the Cardinal. And they start out this second quarter with a nice, pretty jumper by Lauren Schwartz to tie it back up.
But then Delia Daniels comes down and tries to block the shot of Kiki Iriafen, and it's those kind of fouls that you cannot afford if you're Delia Daniels. They need you on the floor, not just defensively and rebounding and scoring, but how she facilitates their offense from the high post.
Yeah, she got into foul trouble at Cal as well, and she struggled shooting. Just 4 points for her in that one. 5 personals, ended up fouling out of the game. She did have 4 blocks, so she is capable, but when you're going up against Iriafen, I think they'd rather just have her play straight up D.
But I'm mistaken, that is just her first, but you can't go swinging at Kiki Iriafen's shots. Just be straight up and down.
Cardinal back up by 2. Iriafen getting it done. She's got 7 points, leading all scorers. And guarding Daniels. Sellers now guarded by Harriel, who's checked in, and that's Sellers taking it in.
Yeah, just a beautiful job. Just get around that high post screen. Got a little sliver of space. Pull up, take the shot.
Every player confident and capable, and that's what Tina Langley talked about. She said she's really proud of this team, as there's a takeaway by Schwartz. Defense to offense, and the lead back to the Huskies.
And that's just knowing the scout. You want to initiate your offense into that high post. I'm going to lean in, I'm going to deny that, and then go get it. Great read.
They forced 5 turnovers, the Huskies have. Tina Langley said this defense has really been solid for us all year. Struggles at Cal. Missed by just the and one for Iriafen.
So the mystery of the defensive rebound comes back to haunt Washington again. Sellers, you just see the change of pace. No reason to get into all that mess with Kiki Iriafen. Just take the and hit the pull-up. Schwartz, so savvy. Really the leader of this team emotionally, just so settled. Just a great job defensively there.
Lauren Schwartz started every game last year, transferred in the season before from Rice, came along with Tina Langley, the former head coach there.
Boy, it is an astounding number to look at. Washington has 4 rebounds.
And yet, in this game.
That's right.
Doing the other things to keep them in it. Iriafen gets a 3-point play. She's finding her game. 10 points, leading everybody. Brink's been sitting. She picked up the 2nd personal in the first quarter. Dean gets the handoff, too much on it, and the long rebound to Ogden.
Ogden getting more time, more opportunities.
Aguera behind the arc, swish. Nunu Aguera spotted up and hit it.
And if Stanford wants to be playing in late March and early April, these freshmen need to continue to grow and develop their roles on this team. That's a great job on that pull-up.
And that's a big plus. She hasn't taken a lot of threes. That was just her 10th attempt on the season, but her 5th make for Nunu Aguera. Daniels trying to get some room, and one more step up, banks it up good.
And that is really Delia Daniels, just crystallized in that one move.
She's got 6 points. Back to a 2-point Stanford lead. Tegan Brown on for the Huskies, 5 in black. Uriafen in the high post. She's feeling it, Mare.
Sure is, and all these minutes with Cameron Brink on the bench with 2 personal fouls. A lot of load falls onto the shoulders of Kiki Uriafen.
Yeah, she is calm and cool out there, handling it.
High post, facilitator, Daniels.
Nice spacing by the Huskies as Daniels tries to bounce that one through 2 defenders. It's going to stay with 11 on the shot clock.
But it can be challenging defensively when you're playing Washington because they're going to spread the floor. You are working for a lot of time. These shots are not coming quickly. You got to kind of get down in a stance and get used to being in it.
So the style for the Huskies, Tina Langley's got a fun with it. At times they'll have a little bit of almost like a Princeton look with some of their cuts.
Oh, statement rebound.
Stanford pushing the tempo. Good D by the Dogs to get back. Handoff out to Ogden, and she hits it. Crucial minutes and experience for these young players.
Agara, Ogden. The rebound by Agara was like a statement with the one-hand slam, and just her energy as she goes to the bench says, yeah, we got something going.
Timeout called by the Huskies. 3-ball finally for Stanford. The Huskies come in at 11-2 overall. They had an 11-0 start, though. That matched their start back in 1977. And impressive season so far, 11-2. Their best start since 2016, Marion. They've really been defensive stoppers.
To say the least. And when you're playing Division I basketball and you allow under 50 points per game, you're giving yourself a real chance of winning ball games, and that's exactly what they're doing. And you can feel that. You can feel the tempo in this ball game. I mean, offense it turns into more of a grind for Stanford. There's not a lot of beauty or pace or quickness to it, and if UW can do a better job of boxing out and not allowing second shots, they'll really do themselves a favor. But the job that Tina Langley has done since she has arrived in Seattle is really something to watch.
It certainly is, and they had a fairly tough non-conference schedule as well. They went to Hawaii, a very good team in the Big West. He's out of the timeout. That one won't go for Ladine. A win against Air Force, never an easy team to play. That 8-point loss at number 19 Louisville, but she said we needed to kick our schedule up even though we're not quite as experienced as some teams. And an offensive foul on Uriafen.
That will be her second.
An advantage for Washington.
And Brooke Dimitri, the Swiss Army knife. You know, so much. We talked about what's on Uriafen's shoulders when Brink goes out with the foul trouble. How about when they're both in foul trouble and you're Brooke Dimitri?
Yep, 2 freshmen on the floor right now for Stanford. Brooke Dimitri comes in, and the pressure now sitting on her shoulders a bit more. And we'll see if the Huskies can take advantage. Steins, baseline drive, gets the touch.
I think that
Excuse me, Schwartz. Yeah, you're right. Lauren Schwartz on the drive. Jump, quick release, just short.
Jump struggling so far in this game. 0 for 5 from the floor. All of them from 3.
And just not typical of her. She's averaging 11 points a game. She's got 316 made threes on her career. All-time leader here at Stanford. Daniels in the high post, hands it off. Ladine trying to get some room, puts it up with the left hand, can't get it. Extra chance, though, for Washington.
Good job by Brown tracking it down. She's had solid minutes in this game.
Cut by Steins inside, fades it back, gets it. Cutting into that deficit now, just a 3-point lead for Stanford.
You know, these younger guards for Washington, just to be able to play and be around and practice with Lauren Schwartz every day, you can see how the way she plays the game really rubbing off on them.
Yeah, just an incredible leader. Her effort, she really leads by example as, a little bit of a late whistle, but brought that arm down. The foul's going to go against her.
Lauren Schwartz, hard crossover, gets on the baseline, and she really is dynamic. She understands where she is, where she needs to accelerate to get the shot off, and then inside, just the little step back by Steins. The team that plays under control takes the shots they want to take. They're not forced into a lot of bad shots.
See Tina Langley having a chat with Schwartz. Again, played for her at Rice, followed her to Seattle, and Tina Langley has nothing but just praise for the effort that Lauren Schwartz has given her for so many years now.
No doubt, and I don't want to jinx anything because Washington's not doing a great job just securing defensive rebounds, but they have not turned the ball over yet.
Yep. They've done a nice job there, and now here is Bosgana back in, trying to push tempo with 4 minutes left in this first half.
Good job just kind of slowing it down. Sometimes she can really get herself going a little too fast. Backdoor cut.
And Bosgana moving without the basketball, paying off. The junior from Athens, Greece. She's got 4 points.
For Washington, important possession. You can't let Stanford get a little more distance between the two of you.
High post shot from Daniels won't go. Stanford trying to extend this lead. Tied with their largest of the game right now, up 7. Bosgana. You had to force that just a little bit. She had the defender right up on her and misses up top.
And I love the leadership. You saw, we had a shot of that. Brooke Dimitri immediately goes to Bosgana and talks to her and says, all right, we need a better shot than that. Clear communication from your upper class people.
Yeah, that's so important. With a player that played several games last year, not a lot of minutes, did not start. Now a starter this year. Stick with the game plan and know what you got to do.
Nice. Has he?
Oh, they're going to call it double dribble. Oh.
Schwartz is like, what are you talking about?
Looked like a good move. And she gets whistled. Our officiating crew, Tiffany Bird, Brian Woods, and Karen Lasuk. The trio here today. Just the first turnover for the Huskies.
It's a stunning number. Another moving screen for Stanford. We saw 7 offensive fouls on Friday night, and the pattern continuing.
Well, it certainly is. A team that only averages 12 turns a game is giving up the opportunities on the screens. Tar Vanderveer having a chat with Tiffany Bird.
Chloe Clardy now on the floor, running some point for Lopolo.
Clardy on Schwartz. Briggs back in, gives it to Daniels. Good patience by Washington. Really worked the clock. Steins calls for it out high off the iron.
Just so important. We talked a lot about this Friday night. When Iriafen and Brink are not on the floor and Lopolo, this Washington team has got to take advantage and put points on the board.
Boy, you're absolutely right. And more defense creating offensive opportunities. That was good anticipation by Daniels. Oh, and another close one for Briggs.
Briggs plays with a lot of confidence. She flies around. She's confident when she's on the offensive end.
Daniels' anticipation was really impressive on the last one, and Briggs almost had one as well. Briggs, one of the 4 freshmen on the team. The drive by Clardy, no good. The defense with her, and now Washington looking to push.
Good hustle by Dimitri to get back and kind of beat Daniels down the floor.
Briggs on the trail, slithers that one up and over, and it's a 2-point Stanford game.
You cannot teach that kind of confidence. Briggs on the trail, knocks down her first bucket of the ball game.
You're right, though. Good D by Dimitri to get back, but then the trail.
That's right. Trail
ready to
shooters.
shoot it. Guerra with the sweep, drives it up. She gets fouled. Might have been away from the ball. Either way, it's a foul against Washington.
Briggs on the trail, but it's the decision-making by Tegan Brown. She doesn't have anything. Pick it up, look back, and see if there's someone you can get it to. Just sensational teamwork, good confidence, and just relax and find a good shot.
Schwartz will take a seat. Quick inbound. That went around and out for Stanford. Washington able to hang on with minute 15 left in this first half.
Schwartz with 2 personal fouls. They don't want her picking up that third.
Yeah.
Anything cheap here would really be devastating.
Tegan Brown back on. Steins, Daniels. Here's Briggs. Crowd wanted a double dribble. They'll say no. Stanford had a hand on it. Shot clock to 5. Daniels and the help D coming in. And a jump ball will send it to Stanford. Great effort there by Elena Bozgan.
Yeah, she really read the spin. And when you watch tape of Delia Daniels over the years, she loves that come right, back left, over her shoulder, spin move. Bozgana, way to follow the scout.
Exactly. One of several players in this offseason playing for her national team through the summer and some FIBA ball. Huskies just one made 3. That is a number they would maybe like to see up. Jump shot is short, but an and one extra effort from Aguera. And they needed it. They've been scoreless the last 3 minutes.
Just a devastating performance on the O-boards. The 10th offensive rebound by Stanford, just cleaning it up inside and finishing it.
Cardinal have to be happy with their effort on the boards, in particular the O boards.
How about the play of Aguera?
Yeah.
11 minutes, 9 points, 4 rebounds. An efficient 3 for 5. He knocked down a 3. You get to the free throw line.
Makes the free throw and now up to 10. That is efficiency. It will take every single game. 5-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Daniels, just short. Cardinal will hold it up and wait for the last shot, calling it out. That's Chloe Clardy, freshman from Conway, Arkansas. But Daniels, the anticipation once again, and just lost that one. Couldn't hang on. Coming up on the Walt Disney World Resort halftime, Ashley Adamson, Yogi Roth. They're going to preview tomorrow's college football championship. These Huskies going to be happy about that. And Washington Huskies taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Coming up at halftime. Clardy gets the shot off, but cannot connect, and that's going to do it for the first half. Back and forth, but Stanford extending their lead back up to 5 over this Washington team. But a lot of positives for Tina Langley's team in this first half.
Yeah, they competed well. And I'm sure topic 1, 2, and 3 is going to be, we must box out. We must grab rebounds.
Her team, they knew. She said this is not going to be an easy next game after the tough loss at Cal on Friday, but they have shown up. And we're joined now by the head. Good one.
Thank you.
And no doubt that her team, they hung in there, Mary, and you don't get that feel of when they turn around, they're facing a team that has the name Stanford across their jersey. They're looking confident.
No, they're a team that most definitely competes, and when you know that you can beat this team, they did it a year ago at home. That really was sort of the transformative moment for their season a year ago.
Yeah.
And you go to Louisville and play the way they played down there, and especially after the start. I think they went down 10-0. They were turning it over left and right, but really gained their composure in front of that huge crowd down there. This is a team that really understands how to compete in these kind of games and these kinds of settings.
Yeah, there's no doubt coming into this weekend, you go to Louisville, the number 19 team in the nation at the time, and you have chances to even win that game. You have an 8-point loss to the Cardinals, and so it gives you something coming into this conference season. Leah Daniels in the high post. Brink will guard her, and they also did a nice job getting her into a little bit of foul trouble. She and Iriafen, the 2 personals each in the first half.
And Jada Noble really didn't play very much in the first half because of early foul trouble as well. So well done by the young players for Washington.
Yep. A couple of personals for Jada Noble as Daniels tries the reverse, can't get it, and trying to stay with it was Noble, but Stanford brings it down. Looking to push tempo, jump ball fake, little jumper, just flat. And the jump's had a tough time today.
Very tough time.
She has yet to score in this game. She's 0 for 7 behind the arc, and she's an exceptional 3-point shooter. She's averaging 11 points per game. But 0 for 8 shooting for Hannah Jump, but shooters got to keep shooting. Brink with the attempt at the seal off. Daniel says, my bad.
And no surprise that Stanford's going to just go back to what was working before Kiki Iriafen and Cameron Brink got into foul trouble, and that is just get the ball in their hands and let them go to work.
Second personal on Daniels. Brink will try to take it at her again. Can't get it. And a rebound. The first rebound of the game for the leading rebounder for the Huskies, Delia Daniels. That was an incredible point. You pointed out at halftime that she had yet to have a rebound, and you heard Tina Langley say, we got to get on the boards.
Yeah, that was jumping off the stat sheet.
Quick pass, the cut by Steins. And the defense right with her. Jada Noble dishing it off. Daniels gets the bucket.
It was a beautiful pass, but it was a beautiful read from Daniels as well as the drive comes to release and find some open space.
Hannah Jump with a fist pump, and for good reason, rattles that one in. Her first points of the game.
Well, Christy, you made the point. Shooters have to keep shooting. You knew that as a player at Evansville, and certainly we have watched Hannah Jump over the years. She does not get discouraged by misses.
Yep. She's got to keep taking it. Squared herself up and got it. A little give and go, and it's tipped out of bounds by Daniels. It'll go the other way.
Daniels, Noble, just beautiful read and react.
Yeah, going to the perfect spot and then at the other end.
Oh, that feels good.
Like the fist pump. Get yourself back into it.
Again, Noble on Iriafen.
Iriafen spins her way in. Nice soft touch, though. Good composure. And right before that, Mare, Iriafen says to Bozgana, wait just 1 second. Like she needed her to wait 1 more second to use that screen.
And that's great communication because sometimes Bozgana doesn't want to wait a second. It's knowing your teammates.
Yep. Largest lead of the game for Stanford. They've got this 8-point lead. Dean, ball fake, left, right. Shot won't go, though.
She's been quiet, just 4 points. 1 bucket, a couple of free throws.
Yeah, just her 5th shot attempt. And Iriafen help D off the jump. You can't go that far off of her. Now the gate is open.
But one, you feel so good because Iriafen, despite the height advantage, could not get a shot off, but the kick out to Hannah Jump, and you come away with 3 instead of 2.
Back-to-back buckets for Hannah Jump, and both 3-pointers, and an 8-0 Stanford run.
Going high to low, and then kick it out. Jump plenty of time. That's where she made her first, and now she's made her second.
Time now for our clean, simple eats. Eat clean and get results moment. Hannah Jump getting into the action, Mare.
She's so important to Stanford with the production from 3-point. And you see the high-low and another shot. But Jump, when she makes them, so important. But even when she misses them, because she's so good, you must guard her at all times. So for Stanford, sometimes it turns into a 4-on-4 game because everyone's just chasing and following Hannah Jump everywhere she goes. She could go stand on the second level, and someone would follow her there.
Yep, certainly so. And you saw that 0 for 7 in the first half, 2 for 2 behind the arc here in this second, and key important timing on those shots as well. She's got a couple offensive rebounds. She knew her shot wasn't going, but she's doing other things. Washington out of the timeout. They kick it up to Daniels, and she sticks it.
I think that's just her 4th made 3 of the season.
Yeah.
And boy, it could not have come at a better time.
She has worked on it and got that one to go. They needed it, you're right. And just the second of the game for Washington.
If Daniels, her third personal if it goes. Steins, probes, kick out, and you can see Brink, the decision, I'm going to let you take that.
Yeah, coming into this, Daniels had only taken 13 threes, and you said it, had only made 3.
Brink, first opportunities of the game at the free throw line.
So rare. We see her there so often. She was 7 of 8 from the stripe in the win Friday.
You know, one other point about Hannah Jump. In the 14 and a half games this year, she has 10 turnovers in the entire season.
Yeah.
460 minutes of play, 10 turnovers. That's like 1 turnover every 11 and a half minutes of play. It is quite the contribution.
It's a fabulous ratio as some hounding defense and effort by Bozgana pays off, forcing the turn.
Brink just runs right up to her. Hannah Jump just runs right up to her and says, you know what? We need you on the defensive end. That was a great contribution.
Well, and they know she struggled on Friday night. Just 9 minutes for her, 0 for 2 shooting. And this is a player that they're trying to help lift up. And that's something that Tara Vanderveer talked about this is such a good group and how they play for one another. They really do encourage each other. As Brink on the drive doesn't get a foul call. And now the Huskies out running. Schwartz on the drive, just short. And Brink is cherry picking if they can recognize.
She was cherry picking. And Jaden Noble trying to guard Cameron Brink.
Well, she got a piece of it. Wow, how about the block by Noble?
Give her a medal or two.
Absolutely.
Standing in the last 2 possessions.
She did not shy away from the task, and it pays off.
Coach Langley said, your guard and Brink should say, who is?
That's right. She said, okay. But an offensive foul on Washington, hands it the other way.
Third personal on Noble, and just the kind as a coach, you're like, really?
Yeah.
The offensive foul for just not getting yourself set.
All that effort at the other end, and then the offensive foul gives her third.
That's where you get your third. Not guarding Cameron Brink, but trying to set a screen.
Yep. Jump using the Brink screen.
Beautiful.
And Brink trying to post up a much smaller Tegan Brown, and it works. Brown trying to then draw an offensive foul on her, the inbound. Tegan Brown out of Sacramento, California. Several California products on this Washington team with a lot of family and friends in the stands. Dean off the screen, much needed bucket for her.
She hasn't had many open looks, but she is aggressively hunting them.
Elle Ladine trying to get her team pumped up. 7 points for her first 3.
It's just a field day inside right now. The size differential, perimeter passers for Stanford really focused and locked in on the bigs.
Paint points have been fairly even, but it's an area that it feels like Stanford should be dominating in.
No doubt.
Dean down the baseline. Washington working it around. And Bozgana, active hands in the passing lane. Ariapan on the trail and good.
And it's Bozgana jumping up and down. Great effort play, both by Bozgana and Kiki Ariapan, start to finish.
Well, that is the effort. She got some high fives coming by the coaching staff on that one. That's the effort they want every single time.
And the turnover starting to tick up for Washington.
Back cut by Steins, and too quick of a shot. She can't connect. Jump. Can. Oh, 3 threes in a row for Hannah Jump.
Could this third quarter be any different than the first half? This is Stanford basketball.
7-0 Cardinal run to extend this lead out.
Bozgana saves it and just running with her. Ariapan. And then the handoff. Hannah Jump, bottoms up. Stanford extending the big.
Third quarter here inside Maples. Number 8 Stanford getting out on a 7-0 run to extend their lead now. 53-38. Close games across the board in the conference, Mary.
Another overtime game. This time Cal comes and sweeps the weekend against the Washingtons. Beats Washington State by 1, 73-72. Cremilly 21, Suarez, 17. Onya off the bench, 14. Cal, a year ago, 4 and 14 in conference. And today they sit at 2-1.
What a weekend Cornelius had in particular, but for the Bears, a big one for Sharman Smith and her staff.
First sweep of a Pac-12 weekend since 2018-2019.
Wow, that's quite some time. Faced the Stanford Cardinal to kick off conference play and had the loss to this team, and then turn it around this weekend. See if the Huskies out of this timeout can do the same. They gave up that 7-0 run. They need a bucket.
Yeah, they need a great look. Gotta go.
Briggs, it's down to 2, and she knows it, and Brink was right there hovering.
It's not your best option. When Brink is just hunting you down and saying, I know you're going to shoot it, and the shot clock's running down, you are in trouble.
Nothing she could do there. Cardinal trying to extend the run and their lead. Pola's been quiet offensively, but she's got the assist game going. That's her 5th of the game.
Brink looks a little calmer, just kind of taking what the defense gives her, doesn't try to do too much.
Brink with 9 points, 11 rebounds. Kick down to the corner. Tegan Brown with the miss. And they're going to call a blocking foul as trying to draw a charge. That was Sellers who's in. They call it against her.
Yeah, she has spent a lot of time sitting with foul trouble. Ladine back on the floor. Boy, they need her to start cooking.
Yep, they certainly do.
7 points so far.
Averages 13 a game, coming off the career high 24 at Cal.
Sellers, sort of the dynamic offensive presence off the bench. Just 5 minutes, 3 personal fouls.
Yeah, she's averaging 7 points a game in this first season, the freshman out of Alaska. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. It's been a fast pace here in the third. Trying to lob it into Brink.
You can see Brink giving some directions. They'll swing it corner and bring it in from there, but I'm not sure it could have been played any better defensively than what the Huskies just delivered.
Yep. Davis there, Ogden's back in. Hannah jump. Now she can't miss there.
Hannah Jump played 40 minutes in the win over Washington State on Friday night.
0 for 7 behind the arc in the first half. 4 for 4 in the second.
Hannah Jump, we saw her on the right side. Let's see her on the left. Inbound it, give it to Cam, and then just get yourself set up. Here in the Bay, that looks like a Steph Curry inbounds play.
It sure does.
Tara probably stole it from Steve Kerr.
12-0 run for number 8 Stanford. Big control this third quarter.
Boy, so reminiscent of what we saw Friday night.
Yep. It sure was. They were down by 1 to the Cougs at halftime, and they came out and didn't give up much, as that's a much-needed bucket to stop that run.
Yeah, even if Ladine is well guarded, she just needs to just have a very offensive, let's get some shots up state of mind.
First time now for her in double figures with 10. Her second 3. Brink in the lane, too much.
Schwartz guarding Brink. Like, they're just taking volunteers.
Yep. Who's willing? Who's not in foul trouble? And a drive by Ladine. That was close. Can't quite get it. Jump out running.
Oh, great block by Daniels. And a jump holding that right shoulder a little bit. Ladine comes off that high post dish by Daniels. She was hunting that one.
Daniels coming into this one. She's going to get a rest after that last block. Noble back on.
I was talking to Erica McCall before the game. Of course, played for Stanford, WNBA with Indiana. Just about Hannah Jump and her opportunities at the next level. And she said, yeah, I believe she can play. When you can shoot like that, you're a threat. She's defending at a high level. The assist numbers And when you're in the W, I know you do a lot of Las Vegas games, you've got to be able to accept that if you're the 8, 9, 10, 11th player on that bench, what your role is and not be pushing and making trouble and things in the locker room. You need to go out there and just do your job, and Hannah Jump would do an exceptional job of that, much like Carly Samuelson does for Los Angeles.
Well, and you make a great point, Mary, and you know this. You cover the league as well, and you know, and you've coached in the league for that matter. It's all about finding the right system and the right team to be a part of. There's only so many spots out there, right? But there's got to be a system and a team where a player like Hannah Jump can fit right in. They love having McCall on the staff. They said she's been great with the players. Graduated from Stanford in 2017.
Freshman getting a lot of advice from coaches, from other teammates.
There's Kate Pay, associate head coach. There's Tippy Brown. She's also back. 7 seasons, stepped away, and now has come back.
It's a dynamic group.
Yep.
Katie Stedding, former Olympian.
Got it
National
right.
championship.
Yep. And then Tara Vanderveer trying to get career win number 1,200.
1200.
Yep.
That's a big number. Only one other person's ever won that many games.
Yep. Mike Krzyzewski. She is nearing his numbers of 1202. Really remarkable. A lot of scouting, Mare. A lot of video. A lot of hours.
A lot of recruiting.
Yep. A lot of miles.
A lot of practices.
Oh, and there's a big three. Much needed for Sellers.
That's what you're missing with her sitting so much.
Yeah. Clock winding down. The polo. Double clutch. Can't get it. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. But what a third quarter it was for Stanford. They picked up 25 points in the third alone.
Cameron Brink effect. And the Hannah Jump effect. Kiki in transition. It was all Stanford in the third. Come on back for the fourth.
Pac-12 women's basketball is brought to you by Columbia, the official apparel partner of the Pac-12. And powered by Sprouts Farmers Market, the official grocer of the Pac-12. Gorgeous day here in the Bay. We're at Stanford getting ready for the fourth quarter, and the number 8 Stanford Cardinal. What a third quarter they had. Krista Blanc, Mary Murphy with you. And Mary, wow, just a 5-point lead for them going in at halftime. Not the case after the third.
Yeah, Stanford just really put it together. They were able to keep Brink and Iriafen on the floor for most of that quarter, and they just went to work.
Hannah Jump 0 for 7 behind the arc in the first half. 4 for 4 in the second.
13 points in that quarter by Hannah Jump. Brink 5 points, 5 rebounds.
And we saw Charlize Ledger-Walker for Washington State find her 3. She had been on a little bit of a slump, but she did it, got it done. She's had a big game at Cal today as well, but Hannah Jump's another one of those scorers where you just say, okay, you know it's going to come back around. It's a matter of when.
Crafty play by Noble, kind of clearing off in the high post and then just releasing, just timed perfectly.
And gets Iriafen to pick up the third personal. Noble.
The start of the past 2 seasons.
Gets them both. Jada Noble, the junior from Spokane, Washington, part of the all-defensive team last year in the Pac-12.
She's fun to go watch at practice because she asks so many questions, and they're kind of like, oh, that's a good question.
Polo short. Boscana almost got an O board instead. Huskies try to push.
You know, it's a tough game when Steins does not have an assist.
Yeah, not typical as that one rattles around and down. Sellers, another one for her.
Boy, she is a difference maker. It hurt them not to have her on the floor in that first half with the foul trouble.
Yeah, she's got 3 personals, but now 9 points, a couple of threes, helping out. Trying to get the Huskies back in this. Ball fake from Megara. She had a strong first half. Boscana just short, follows the shot though. And Sellers saying, I think I knocked that off her leg.
Nice kick out by Steins, and you can see the range. That is outstanding.
Yeah, Hannah Jump was not far off of her,
was
but
not.
no hesitation from Savia Sellers. Polo, there's that sharp, powerful pass that she has.
Yeah, you better be ready. She's going to knock you down with it.
Yeah, that could do some damage if you weren't.
Opportunity knocking here for Washington.
Brink still out there, no Erie often. Oh, around and out for Eladine. Contact inside, no whistle. That went around and out for Hannah Jump. Oh, and now it's Noble knocked to the floor. Getting a little more physical this quarter. Sellers can't get it.
Jeez, it's like bowling.
Oh my goodness.
Bowling with Cameron Brink.
Multiple Huskies knocked to the court, making their way back. You love the effort on the going for the board, though. That was something Tina Langley knew her team had to do this half. High-low assist to Brink. Aguera, the bucket.
Yeah, you could feel Brink kind of orchestrate that whole thing.
Oh, beautiful diagonal pass there, and Noble just cuts right in.
Yeah, just a great job. Taking advantage. Stanford just not quite paying attention the way they need to.
And now she's got the task of trying to stay with Brink, and then it's Bozgana trying to get it to Brink. Working hard on the D's, Jada Noble.
Yeah, just not going to get the credit statistically for what she's doing. Just working, staying loose, just trying to not give an easy target into Cameron Brink.
Noble gets a rest. Ariophan's back on, as well as Ogden for the Cardinal. Delia Daniels in the high post for Washington.
Can they get it under 10?
Oh, perfect read, but the miss. Daniels stays with it, though. Another chance. Boy, the right idea, just couldn't finish. I think she was surprised how open she was.
No doubt.
Stanford does such a nice job with their recovery D, but that time didn't switch off. And Brink does a nice job with the block. And now they get out running. And a jump. Skip across. Ogden doesn't hesitate too much. And another chance.
Back by Hannah Jump.
Jump, left corner. Can't get it. Another long rebound. Ariophan this time. And trying to roll out of the way. I love that. Stop, drop, and roll, Kiki Ariophan. Shot clock down to 5. Brink, she'll take it. She can hit it. Just misses. Another O-board. And Ariophan thought the clock was down. She says, my bad. Great effort from so many players, but just too many chances.
No doubt. I mean, just disjointed on both ends. But for Washington, you miss at one end, you could have cut it to 8 or 9. And you come down, you need the stop, you need the ball. And again, shot after shot, and now free throws for Cameron Brink. Nope, they're waving that off and saying possession.
17 offensive rebounds for Stanford. Multiple chances as Ladine will take a seat. Noble's back on.
Stanford a much better job taking care of the ball in the second half. Had 8 turnovers in the first, just 1 so far in the second half.
Yeah, too many turns in the first, but much better. Clardy's back on for the Cardinal.
Feels like a power play in hockey, like we've been at this end forever.
Huskies need a stop. Brink guarded by Daniels. Oh, and a travel. Good job by Delia Daniels to get her to force the turnover.
I mean, this game, when you look at it on paper and you look at the rosters, you say advantage Stanford in the paint. But again, just the hard work, the positioning by the Huskies, they have forced Cameron Brink into 4 for 11 from the floor. She does have 13 rebounds. 9 points.
Brink will take a seat. Ariophan stays on. Dimitri's back in for the Cardinal. Using the screen. Steins can't get it. Another board for Ariophan.
Second opportunity to cut it to 8 or 9, and UW cannot get it done.
9 rebounds for Kiki Ariophan. She's got 19 points and misses there. Big drought for the Huskies, over 2 minutes without a score.
We're in the desert right now.
Yeah.
It's a drought both directions.
It certainly is. 5 minutes left in the game. Washington kicked off the conference play at Washington State and got the win, then had to head to the Bay. They'll finally get to go back home. They've got 3 in a row in Seattle. Clock down to 2, and a good defensive stop by Stanford. We'll take the timeout. 4:44 remaining. The Cardinal up 62-49. This is the Liberty Mutual Insurance Most Needed Play. Cameron Brink's becoming quite the assist player, Mayor.
Yep, just the high-low dump. We've seen it going to Ariophan. And now just doing a great job of finding the freshman, Aguera.
Aguera with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of those offensive rebounds. And how about Cameron Brink with 4 assists? That's quite a line. 3 block shots as well. 9 points and 13 boards. She took a beating in that Washington State game. You can see some of the
scratches on both sides of her face.
Yep.
Boy, what a wild year, and we're just into the second weekend. Washington State 0-3 to start the conference. They lost to Washington at home to kick things off. Then they lost both games this weekend. And then Utah's lost a couple of games already. They only lost 3 all of last year in conference.
Yep, had to head to the desert, and the loss in overtime to Arizona today. Big wins for Arizona. Big win for Arizona. Close loss to Colorado on Friday for them. Buffs are having quite a season, as there's Cameron Brink from the perimeter.
Yeah, she is turning into an option just about everywhere on the floor.
Boy, and how much is that going to help her at the next level? Schwartz trying to work his way in a little closer, and Brink comes over to stop it.
I think there's plenty of franchises that would love to have Cameron Brink.
Yep, he certainly would. Senior. "13 points in this one, or 12 today, excuse me. Dimitri, the clock winding down. It's around, and a whistle to help her out.
Cameron Brink really hunting some three-pointers. We saw that on Friday night. Nice skip pass from Dimitri. Beautiful rotation and extension. And the bench approves.
14 boards coming into this one. She passed now assistant coach Erica McCall for 8th all-time in career rebounds. She's moving her way up in that category. She's their all-time leader in blocks already.
Yeah, when you look at the names, Brink, Appel, Lana Smith, Chene, Gumake, Val Whiting. In conference, Ruth Hamblin, #1 in career block shots. And Canadian Hammer.
Those are some tough lists to try to move your way up on, because they just had remarkable careers and numbers, as Ladine on the drive gets it to go.
She is a crafty offensive player.
Yeah.
And 12 points, 4 rebounds.
Really deceptive with the way she plays. Brink in the paint gets it to go.
Brink double-double, 14 and 14, and 4 assists.
Coming into this one, Brink 22 points away from tying Katie Stedding in the all-time scoring list. She could still get there.
Well, let's give Hannah Jump another assist. So that line, the double-double, let's add 3 blocks to the recipe as well.
Yeah. Not much she doesn't do. And she's got that competitive attitude as well.
We talked to Tara Vanderveer yesterday, just asked her, is the loss to Washington last year up in Seattle on your mind? She goes, oh, yes, most definitely.
Yep. That one stung a bit. That was late in the season. It was in February, and their last meeting against the Huskies of that season before they finished things off and then made their way to the tournament. And pushing tempo again. Daniels adds to her total. She's got 15.
Huskies aren't going away. We're getting towards 2 minutes, and Stanford has needed to continue to score.
Yeah, they'll head back home. They face Washington State, Arizona, and Arizona State. All those in Seattle, their next matchups. For Stanford, you said it, they will hit the road at number 15 Utah, at number 5 Colorado next weekend.
Yeah, and we'll slow down with that a little bit. I mean, let's watch the pass and the finish from Daniels. An 0-3 Washington State will be coming to Seattle for that game Sunday. That'll be at noon. A huge game for both teams, but most certainly for Washington State.
It certainly will be. We talked about they kicked off the season in Pullman. The Huskies got the win on that one. This is what they have coming up. And it's not been a lot of time between those 2 games. The Cougs will be ready.
No, and you think, oh, maybe the Arizonas are a little down, we'll get a break. No, you're not. Arizona playing at an exceptionally high level. Arizona State just gets out there and competes, and the 1-2 punch of UCLA and USC. They will play next Sunday, the rematch at the Galen Center, the sold-out game last weekend at Pauley, won by UCLA.
USC a win today against Oregon, and UCLA up right now against Oregon State. Fairly close game. Both those teams undefeated this weekend. One of them's going to stay that way. Whistle on a foul with 1:36 to go. Colorado wins at both Arizona, a close one, and then Arizona State.
1-point win.
Yep, so they'll head home. But face these teams.
And Stanford this weekend at Utah, at Colorado. So you're at elevation.
Yep.
2 of the top teams in the conference. 2 very different teams. And it is the only meeting between Stanford and those 2 teams this year with the unbalanced schedule.
You know who's a big Buffs fan? That's Rita. Rita Vanderveer. Guitarist, mother Rita.
Holder.
We got to say hi to her. I have a feeling she's watching this one today. She goes to the Buffs games. Always love seeing her. Brink to the line. Daniels fouls out of this one. I thought she played a solid game, other than got into a little bit of foul trouble, but she stayed in it the majority of the way. Finishes with 15 points. Steins picked up by Brink, and they give it up to Ledeen, and Brink another rebound. Wow, 16 boards, 16 points.
In 25 minutes.
Yeah, efficiency, incredible.
Domination when she's on the floor.
Polo thought about it. We're just under a minute left. Out to Bozgana, just short. Steins will run. Cardinal, they're going to move to 3-0 in conference play, 14-1 overall. Washington 1-2 in conference play. They were picked 9th in the preseason. I think a lot of question marks of those teams in the middle. This is what Stanford has coming up.
When you look at the schedule at Utah, we will be there. That'll be epic.
Yep.
Sunday, Colorado. The Buffs, defensively, Jalen Sherrod, they just get after it. Frida Foreman with the way she shoots the ball. The Oregon Ducks here. And somewhere in here, possibly Tara Vanderveer will be breaking Mike Krzyzewski's rule. Excuse me, his record.
Yeah. This one today, her 1,200th career win.
1,200.
1,200. Coach K finished with 1,202.
Idaho, Ohio State, and Stanford.
Yep.
And boy, when she left Ohio State, that was a stacked squad that could have won a national title. To come out here and just bring this program into national prominence.
Oh, I love it. Bring in the signage.
Yep, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Goat is gaining on you. Coach K is a goat too, though.
Yeah, you got that right. Really something. The Dean with the takeaway. Huskies out running.
Oh, crafty.
Lauren Schwartz adds to her totals. She's got 10 points, finally getting her way to double digits. But just too much Stanford, especially that third quarter. They really took control of this one.
So the #1 defensive team in the country, they give up about 48 a game. They gave up 71 this afternoon, just too much of a hill to overcome.
Cardinal taking that third quarter 25-14, but a lot of positives for both of these coaches to take from this one here. Tara Vanderveer, congratulations, win number 1,200, but a lot of season left, Mare.
No doubt. For Washington, they will get home and settle in tomorrow to watch a national championship football game and see if their Huskies can bring the big trophy home.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. Representing the Pac-12 in the national championship game on the football side of things. They'll all get together and watch that. Cameron Brink, another double-double for her. And her #8 Stanford Cardinal, they get the